feel like there's not enough people coming together to make these artists more popular per se. Of course, we have platforms like you, and I love what you do.
Appreciate it.
Aside from 102 jams out there and whatever the stations is 98,
Right.
what
103,
other what exactly 103, like what other stations or platforms are there that's really catering, so I feel like that's something that lacks in Charlotte, and that's what kind of is like, what, I'm gonna get in where I fit in. I don't know how, but I'm gonna get in where I fit in some way, somehow.
Because there's an ongoing debate I've been seeing online, social media. A lot of artists are feeling like, they can't come together, or there's an issue preventing, there's a lot of talk of gatekeeping. There's a lot of talk of just not coming together. And Charlotte has such a vast musical scene that it's a shame that some of our well-known artists are making these complaints and feeling like, we got to go to Atlanta or we got to go to New York when, there's so much talent here in Charlotte.
Sure.
Like, speak on that.
So I feel like that's kind of everywhere. Of course, I haven't lived everywhere, but I do feel as though that's kind of the same thing in New York, and that's, of course, going on down here. Now, let's, of course, specifically speak on Charlotte. I feel as though people see the success of, let's say, DaBaby, for example. Let's just say him.
Shout out to Baby.
Right, shout out to him. I feel like people see the success of him, and that's inspiring, super inspiring, which it should be. And not just him. I feel like people see the success of TikTok influencers or TikTok music artists. So they feel like they have to get put on as quick or based on followers. I just feel like it's a social media thing. And shout out to, ESO World, as I was talking to you earlier. Like, he's been saying we have to get back to footwork. So I feel like if people, artists, media outlets, influencers get out, like stop being so caught up into the digital world and get back into the foot world, we would no longer feel as though people are gatekeeping because
the street teams,
yeah, you know what I mean? We're not here, we're not going to be behind our phones just talking, because now we could feel a person's vibe out, because not every interaction is going to be a good reaction, interaction. Not every follow is going to be beneficial, because it's like, okay, we just followed each other, now what?
Got 10K, 20K followers, and we can't pack a show out.
You know what I mean? Like, and you have to know these things. So an artist might be more beneficial on a smaller platform because a smaller promoter, let's say a smaller promoter, I don't even want to say smaller, but a sub promoter, let's say, might be able to bring an audience of 120 people. So it might take an independent artist who would want to get in that room, as opposed to a promoter who could bring out 1,000 spectators, So I feel like people have to know the rooms they are meant to be put in, and people are rushing their time. We don't have to rush.